G'day folks, in this video I'll show how you can solve the crazy grill's Uranus. Well, the Uranus cube has the white face as a zero face and the green face, which is adjacent to it, also as a zero face. Every other face is a one face. So the one faces those center parts turn with the outer collar. The zero faces those center parts stay fixed. So we have two adjacent zero faces. So if you haven't watched the Crazy Grill's Jupiter video, I'd encourage you to watch that because it contains a lot of the foundational stuff for this. And this one adds to the difficulty because we've got this region surrounding the white and green place, which causes a couple more issues. So the first thing that I want to do is reduce the edge wings. Now, the way that I would do this is to hold the puzzle so that one of the two faces is on top and the other is at the back. And I normally just put the white on top. I don't want to ever turn that green face because every time I turn that, it's going to disrupt whatever reduction of these edge wings I've already done. So I want to keep that fixed and just do my work on the white face here. So let's have a look exactly how I'm going to do it. As with the Jupiter, there are sort of two different sides here. So I'll concentrate on this one first, I guess. It doesn't really matter which one, but I'll concentrate on this one and then have a look at this one. So what I'm generally doing here is looking at the circle edge wing, which is the orange piece here. And just by the way, I'm talking about an edge wing and then a central edge and then an edge wing. And then I guess an outer edge wing, a central outer edge and another edge wing. That's what I'm looking at. So the orange circle edge wing, I'm looking for an orange outer edge wing, which can turn onto it or which I can put up on this face. There's one right there. So that's in a position to be able to turn onto that circle edge wing. So that's the first thing. The next thing, what I'm normally trying to do is find a white outer edge wing because that circle edge wing there is white. So we're going to be three cycling here. And this outer edge wing is going to go to there. This outer edge wing will go down to the bottom and the bottom one will come up to here. So I normally try and match this one with an outer edge wing at the bottom. In other words, I'm going to look for a white piece and that one there is absolutely perfect because again, what's going to happen is it's going to come up to that position, which comes from here. So that's the sort of position I want to place it. If it was on the bottom, I would want to be having it so that it was, let's have a think, so that it was there and could turn up into the same position. So either there or here is what I'm looking at. Okay, so how does it happen? Well, first of all, I want to turn the white face to attach those two pieces. Then I'm going to turn the corner to move them out the way. And I'm now going to replace that with my third piece. And that can just be an up, up, down, down. Then I'll undo the corner turn, undo the face turn. That's it. So what you'll notice is there's the orange piece that we just made. There's the white piece that we made. That's the third piece that was involved. And so normally I'm trying to get two done at least. So I would now just look at this blue and say, well, that needs a blue outer edge wing. Now there is one opposite, but it's already taken. So I won't worry too much about that. Let's find another one. Just thinking which one would work. That one there, I can turn that up. And because the green face is at the back, I can always turn any side faces to put things up. No problem there. So now I've got the blue into that position. That can turn around. This is an interesting one because it's blue, green, green, blue. So early on, I would probably just find any other piece and just say, that'll do. So I'll turn it around, down, up into position with the third piece, undo corner, undo face. Very quick. In that case, I just got the one done, but here we go. I've got a white. I'll do one more of this side. There is a white piece here. There's also one here, which is actually the correct one, but it's taken. So let's ignore that. There is one here. That's wrong. And when I say wrong and right, I'm looking at what position it's going to land in as to whether it will turn where I want it to. Here's one here. So let me just just put this on the bottom just to demonstrate if it is on the bottom where I want to place it. So that white piece is going to be here. Instead of being in that position to turn up, I'm going to have it here to turn up when I do what I want. But in actual fact, I'm just thinking about it, that white actually needs to go up to a position like that. Let's do it on the other side, so I can just have it coming from anywhere. So we'll have the white coming to here. That little piece there is yellow, so it's actually the yellow that I'm looking for down the bottom. Let's see if I can grab one and put that where I want it. Yes, I can. Okay, that yellow is now precisely where I need it to be. So I've got the white coming around to here, and that yellow is going to replace it and come back to there. So here we go. The face turn, the corner turn, now replace with my third piece. So instead of it being here, there is actually one here, but I'm doing this one instead. Go up, up, down, down like this. Undo the corner turn, undo the face turn. That happens to have done that one as well as that one, as I think this one here. So that was a good one. Okay, so to do the ones on the other side, I would normally do all of this side first and then all of the other side. But let's have a look at a couple on this side. This time I'm looking at a white piece. I want a white outer to be here or here or here. That will do just nicely. And I note that if there's one here, it has a green inner. So I'm now looking for a green outer wing piece. Now there is one here, but you'll know that it's the wrong position because everything's the mirror now. Let's see if I can find another green piece. That one will do the job because, in fact, no, it won't, because it will come up to there, which is not where I want it. So let's forget about that one. What about this one here? Again, that's the wrong sort of one. Where else can we find a green? This one? Yes, that one there will do perfectly. So let's perhaps turn this down to the bottom and put that in position. And you'll notice now it's kind of on the other side of this corner. We were doing them here, now we're doing the mirror, so it's going to be placed in that position. So what have we got? We've got that white one. I had this white piece here, and I've got the green coming back to that piece there. So how do we do it? Well, we turn it round to attach it. This time, instead of turning clockwise, we turn this corner anti-clockwise to put it there. And then this green is going to come into play. So I can do something like, I could turn this down, put the green piece on and turn it up, and undo the corner turn, undo the face turn. That green is done, and I think also that blue has been done. Now, if that happens, all I need to do is twist a corner, replace it with something that's not yet done. So there's an orange outer with a green circle. So I'd like a green piece down here somewhere. That green piece will do the job. So let's just twist that down to that position, and it's on the bottom face, so it's going to come from here. So I've got all the three pieces set up. Here we go. Face turn, corner turn. Now replace that with this third piece. Undo corner, undo face. Very simple. I'm going to continue working through them until I'm down to the last couple. Now, when you get to the end, you either have a nice little 3-cycle, or you'll have something like this where you've got, say, a red-green and a green-red, and that's the only two you've got left. So what that means is if we think about the green going to this circle green, what's got to come back to here? An outer red piece has got to come back to here, but then this red piece needs an inner red piece. And so that tells us that what we need down the bottom is a complete red piece to finish the job. Then we can go ahead, turn that on, turn the corner, replace with the red, undo that corner turn, and when we undo the face turn, that red comes back and completes both of them. So that is the reduction of the edge wings. The next stage is to reduce the central edges. So these parts here. And for that, what we want to do is, again, well, really from this point on, we don't want to be turning the white or the green face at all, because anytime we do that, we're going to undo all the work we just did. So the white and the green face need to stay fixed. We can happily turn any corners, even corners on the white or the green face. That's no problem. In order to do this, what I want to do is firstly fill either the white or the green face with all edge wings of the same color. And again, it doesn't matter what color they are. I just normally go for whites because it's what I do. So in this case, I'm initially just turning up pieces so that I can fill the top face here with white parts. So let's have a look. I've got one here, but I can't turn that green face. So realistically, the best thing to do is probably to get these two bits filled first. So I might just see if that's easy enough to do. That one is, that's no problem. I've got one, I can turn that red face and then put that one up into position. Okay, now they happen to match. That doesn't matter if they match or not. Got one here. Let's go for this next one. I do have one in this position. And I think what I can do is turn that face, put it on like that. That's good. Let's aim for one here. Right, there's a couple there. And the easiest way to place them would just be to turn them up as normal. Like that. And the last two, there's one there that we can turn up. The other one's over here. So I'll move this down to the base and then just see how I can get it to this position. Actually, that's not the smartest thing because I was going to turn it up to there, but it's going to dislodge that. So in actual fact, let us instead turn that position down, and then what can we do is just turn it up with an up, up, down, down. And when I return the position, this other one will also return as well. Okay, so all 8 edge wings are sitting there. They're the same color. And what that means is that every time I turn this face, it does not break anything that I've already done with the edge wings. Now, the method to do the central edges is just to pick one of them. Again, it probably doesn't really matter how I hold it, but I normally would hold it like this. Although having said that, sometimes you just need to have it around here anyway, so no big deal. Choose one. I've got a yellow outer central edge. I want to place a yellow circle central edge right there. And the way to do that is if there's one here, I can just turn it up, but I can't simply turn it up like that because it dislodges these white bits. So I've got to do an up, up, down, down using corner turns. And what that does is keep the edge wings, put the yellow where I want it. I notice that's green. So that means I would like a green to go up into that position. So I'll turn that up as normal. Apologise for the slight popping out. I don't know why that's happening here. The orange is an outer. There's an orange that I need. Now I don't have one here. I do have one in that position. And the way that I can turn that up is to put it here and turn that position down to there, then bring it up and undo. Now, when I've got at least 3 of these going, I just turn that face and it creates 3 there and leaves me a 4th one to begin the process again. So that's a white. I would go for a white here. Where can I find a white that's not done? Right there. So again, that can be turned up like so. That's an orange. So I then want to find an orange circle. Now it's on the bottom here, directly below. That's perfect. I turn that down to there, turn that up into position, and then undo. That places that. And the last one that I want a green circle or a red outer to go to place to that one. So in actual fact, there's a green circle and a red outer here, which means when I put that into position, I'm going to find that I do the circle turn and all 4 of them will be done, which means I just want to start again by placing another one into the position to begin. And you'll notice that I'm doing turns here on the green face, but because I'm turning the corners, it's irrelevant, doesn't matter. So I'm going to continue working through these until I reach the end. Now we'll just cut back in here because this situation, I've got a green outer and the only green circle piece that I can see that's not yet done, if I have a look around the puzzle, is sitting here, but it's clearly in the wrong sort of section. So when that happens, all I want to do is take it out of this position. So for example, I could move it down like that, as I'd normally put something up there that puts the green down. Then I can turn it one turn and now it's in a position to go exactly where I want it to go, like so. So the green's going to there. I think we're on the home stretch here anyway. Let's have a look for a blue. There's the blue, which needs to come over to that position. Now, it's possible that's the last of the lot. Just looking down the bottom, they're all done. The central ones are all done. Yes, it's only the ones on the top here. So I've got to go, that yellow outer has to find a yellow inner, but I also need a yellow outer to find that yellow inner, which means I need a complete yellow piece there. So there's a complete yellow one. I can go and put that into its correct position. And then when I turn, that's the last of those things done. So that's reducing those central edges. Nothing else needs to be done now from that point of view. The next stage is to solve the triangles. And again, what I want to do is just concentrate on this region with the whites and greens. First of all, so I've got a couple of whites there, which is good. Let's think about the greens. I can turn that position out. I can turn the orange face, that's fine, because any one face will not disrupt what we've done. So there's another green. So I'll turn that out of the way, put a green position on, and put it back. I would then definitely next do the other 2 greens, the other 2 whites. Let's see where they are. There's a white there. So that one can just be turned straight up into position. Any greens like that? Probably not. The other white is over here on the yellow face. So I'll turn it around and just go ahead and place that one. The whites are done. And note that as I'm doing this, I'm not actually turning the green or the white face. I'm simply turning corners connected to those faces. Okay, so those 2 are now done. I will now basically just keep the green at the back essentially and just start using the yellow face to place these other ones. So for example, there's a red here, so I'll turn its position up, turn the yellow face and put it on. Just work my way around as I see what needs to be done. I'll place this blue into here. As I do that, it puts the red up onto that yellow face ready to be used elsewhere. So for example, I could turn that red next to this one. I do like to get the bottom ones done first if I can. Here's another one that I can just turn that blue into position. Having said that, I'd rather do that. And then I've got those 2 bottom ones. The oranges are there. Now, what have I lost a green here? Temporarily. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm just using the yellow face to complete the remainder of these triangles. All yellow, but I've still got some to do. So I've just got to take that blue out and then use it over here, which will release the orange. The orange can then be put into position, which will release the red, and that red can finally be put into position, and those yellows will be automatically done. So a little bit more work there for the triangles, but not much. And you'll notice that we haven't turned the green or the white face, so everything that we reduced is still reduced. The next thing we're going to do is check for a single twisted corner, because it's much quicker and easier to do it now than it is to deal with it at the end of the solve. And if you don't deal with it now, it can happen as the very last thing, and you think you're home, but you're not. So the way I'm going to do this is firstly just to place 4 white corners into their positions. So I just got to be careful as I do this not to turn the green face, because normally I might just do an up, up, down, down somewhere, but I can't necessarily do that. So I'm going to take care of the 2 corners on the green face first, if I can find them. There's a white, orange, green, so I was going to say I can happily turn that, but clearly I can't. I've got to take that out of that position there, and I've got to bring it around to here-ish and then put it into its position somehow. Now, if I can, I'll do that so that it's placed correctly, but if I can't, I'll just get it up there. That's all that matters. So that one is in position. This white, green, red, okay, that's sitting over there. I mean, for now, I can just turn it around to about there, because I've got to turn the red face down. Then I can turn that and put that into position. So just important not to turn that green face while I'm doing it. But those corners are in position even though they're not oriented. That's fine. The white, blue, red is positioned. And the last one here, this white, blue, orange. I'm then going to turn and have a look at the yellow face. And I just want to get, let's say, 1 corner in position. That yellow, red, green is in position. And just check that the other 3 are in a 3 cycle. Orange, blue to there, orange, green to there, and blue, red to there. Now, if they weren't, and let's say I had a swap. Let's say I had these 2 in position, but those 2 swapped. I would turn that yellow face 1 turn to create a 3 cycle. But these are in a 3 cycle, so I'm now good to start doing my counts. Now, when they're in this position, any corner that is correctly oriented is a 0. Any that has been turned anti-clockwise is a -1, and then a clockwise turn is a +1. I'm going to count up what my overall count is. So -1, that's now -2, that's now -1, because I've added 1 on, and that's now -2. So overall, I have a -2 on the white face. You can sort of see those will cancel out, and each of these has been turned anti-clockwise, so -2, that's a 0, so we're still at -2. That one is a -1, which takes me to -3. This one is a +1, which takes me to -2. This one is a +1, which takes me to -1. What that tells me is that if I solved it now, I would end up with a single twisted corner that was twisted anti-clockwise. So to deal with that now, I need to twist a corner in a +1 direction. In other words, I need to do a positive corner twist of basically any corner, but I'm going to choose one away from the green face so that it's easy to fix the triangles. Now, just to clarify, what happens if I recount now that I've done that? Well, those 2 are -1, +1. We've got -1, that's now -2. That's a 0. -3, +1, -1. So I'm now at -3. -3 is good. It's 0, it's 3, because if I look at this and I say that's currently 0, and I go -1, -2, -3, we are back to where we started. So I now know that the corners are correctly oriented. I'm not going to get a single twisted corner at the end. I just need to fix these triangles before I go on. So the first thing, I'll put this blue triangle back into there. So I'm turning the corner, putting the blue on, and returning the corner. So that has not disrupted the correct orientation. Same thing up here. Turn that corner, unturn the corner. So all the triangles are resolved. That single twisted corner has been checked for and fixed. And we're now ready to reduce the big edges. That essentially means making triplets. So orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, for example, across there. And due to the nature of the Uranus puzzle, what we want to do first is to reduce and place the white green one into position straight away. Because at the end, if I have everything reduced, and let's say it's down here, I go to turn that up like that, I'm then going to have to, from that position, I'm going to have to turn it up into that. And you can see that all the relationships here are broken by doing that. So I must take care of this first. So the way I'm going to do that is to find one of the white green pieces. There's one. Let's just see if I can firstly corner turn that into position. Now, can I do that? Not really, because it breaks the triangles. So what that means is the same sort of thing as before. I'm going to hold it down there. I'm going to turn that corner and then put it on with an up, up, down, down. No, I'm not, because that's going to turn the green face. Okay. So instead of that, what I'm going to do is come from the other direction here so that I'm turning the orange face, if you like. Or if I turn like that, that's fine. But then I've got to have the white green turn using the orange face only. So I can happily do that, but instead of turning the green face as well, I'll use this yellow face to do my turns. So let's say that I turn it off, turn its position down, put it back on, turn its position up. And you can see by doing that, when I return the corner, it has placed that white green there. It has not disrupted any reduced stuff that we've already done. The other white green is sitting here. Let's have a look how we can get that one into position. That's going to, at the moment, it's an interesting one. I might have to flip it over, I think. Let's have a look. Okay, that just needs to sort of be flipped over into that position. So what I can do is turn it here. Now, I again don't want to turn the white face. So I'm thinking that, yeah, I'll turn the blue and the red to put it into that position. I think just double checking. Yeah. So the white has got to go here. That white of the white green has got to go into that position. So I'm firstly going to turn the corner around. Now I want to place that piece up to there, but I don't want to turn the white face. So I'll involve these two faces and essentially cycle that to that to that. So in the same way, that's now been placed. We turn the corner back. The triangles are back to where they were. The corners are back. Those two bits are done. The last little piece here is to place this white-green corner. Oh, sorry, not a corner, the white-green central edge. Now I can do that in the same way that I sort of place these things to reduce them. That's opposite, so I can now essentially go down, down. Notice that it positions perfectly, up, up. Right, that's the trickiest stage of this particular, or the trickiest part of this stage, is to just get that white-green done first. Now that that is done, I'm going to really probably hold the green at the bottom, the white at the back, keep them out of the way, and do all my work around here, because this is now, well, these faces are the ones that can be freely turned. So essentially what I want to do is either get a couple of pieces like that, so I've got the white oranges there, and then place the central part. So if I look at this white orange central edge and I follow where it's going, the orange is going to go to there, to the green, and then if I kept going, it would go into the correct position. So that's beautifully positioned. I can just do those corner turns and always undo, because that'll keep the triangles done, and that one has been reduced. All the rest of these I do not need to reduce in place. It's just the white green. All right. One other thing that we can do, let's have a look at another potential method. All right, here's an orange-green wing and an orange-green central edge. So what I can do is turn that onto it and then replace this triplet with something else that's not done. So let's just anything like that, and then return the corner. I've now got 2 orange-green pieces. I look for the other orange-green piece, which is down here, and I think, well, how's this going to turn? For example, this one would turn to there, so I could try and get the orange-green to here, being green-orange, as in the green over there. Now that, normally I'd just do a down, down, up, up to flip it over to that position, but it's not so simple because I can't turn the green face. So I would then consider, if I turned this piece like that, I would need green-orange to be like that. That is certainly easier to accomplish because I can turn it up and across, and I'm always using one faces to do those turns. So that's now been positioned correctly. I can turn the pair onto it and then replace with some other piece that's not been done and ensure that I don't turn the white or the green face. So what I can't do, because I'm turning this corner, it's affecting this edge, and this edge. I cannot use any of those edges to do my replacement. I'm going to have to use this one, and I'll turn the red and the blue face to get it into position. Like so. Then I can turn the corner back, and that orange-green has been done. Last one here we'll just do before we continue through is the white-reds. Let's have a look at that white-red piece is over there. I'll travel over, the white goes to there, so that's no good. So what I would do here would be to see if there's some way I can flip that piece around. Yeah, if I turn that triplet to that position, like so, then that white will correctly orient. So what I want to do, in fact, I don't even need to do a down, down, up, up or anything because I can do any face turns I want at the moment. So that is now in position to place. I'll use that to there. I won't use this one because it's done. I will use that one. And the white-red's done. And note that all this time that white-green is just sitting there minding its own business. Okay, that's the sort of thing I'm doing. I'll continue through until the last 3. Okay, we're down to the last 3 here. They all look pretty gnarly. So what I want to do is try and make pairs of pieces. So I'll just see initially, yeah, I've got the yellow-red that can turn onto that position there. The problem is my third piece is this one, which is on that one of those 3 edges. So I need to remove that perhaps across to here or something first. So for now, I'll just move it across to there. So it's out of that edge. Now when I turn that, I've now got to think I've got to replace that piece with this third piece, and I can turn blue and orange face, that's no problem. That's done. And now let's put the corners back. Okay, so I've got the red-yellow paired. I now need to look at pairing either the blue-white or the blue-yellow, whichever one works. The blue-white doesn't instantly go across to there. Let's have a look if I can make the blue-yellow. Yes, I can. So the blue-yellow, well, actually, it's not quite as simple, is it? I need to get that blue-yellow, so the blue is there. So in actual fact, it is fairly straightforward. I can just flip it over like so. Okay, now that blue-yellow will turn to there. Where's my third piece? It's sitting right here. So that's fine. So that's paired. Now, I want to replace that with this piece here. And then return the corner. So the red yellows were done, the blue yellows are now done. Now I need to do the blue whites. And let's see, neither of these is what I want. I need to essentially maybe flip one of them or have one of them change. Let's just think. I can, of course, just do that. And that will then enable me to turn the blue white onto that piece there, which is pretty good because that may work. Now, what I've got to think here is when I turn that like that, it's the left and the central piece that are going to turn back. So I want these two to be in that position. Now at the moment, if I turn them around, they would be on the right-hand position. So that's not good. Before I start, I need to work out a way to ensure they are in the left position. And I think I can do that by placing them here, first of all. So I'll just rotate them there because now they will travel around to here. They'll be in those positions and then in the left position. That will do the job. Okay, so that's been done. Let's replace that with this one here. As I said. Okay, and now I'll turn the corners back and you can see that those two have been taken. That's what I want. I now have 3 sets of pairs. And the only thing left to do here is to correctly move them so that they are paired properly. So there's the red, yellow is going to go like that. All I need to do is ensure that the blue yellows come over to this position when I turn them around, and that's going to be pretty easy to do. I just need to move them across here as normal now. And so when I turn the corner back, those blue oranges will be done, as will the blue yellows. So that's what you want to do for those final 3 pieces. Well, that leads us to the stage of placing the reduced big edges. And of course, we've already got that white green in place. If we didn't have that, we would not really be able to do it now without breaking some stuff we'd already done. So I'm going to look to place the other white pieces in position. I can happily just turn things like that. That will turn into place. I need to get the white red in. This is just like normal, except we don't want to turn the white or the green faces. Okay, that white cross is done. The next thing I want to take care of are the 2 edges on the green face. So, for example here, the green red, I can turn that up temporarily and now put it into position without turning that green face. Now I can get that back down to replace the white. I've got to do something similar with the green orange. It's actually wrongly oriented, so I'm going to flip it over to there. And then once again, I can't just do that. Normally I would do a down, down, but you can see it's breaking relationships there. So what I need to do instead is something like turning it off, position up, and putting it back on. Okay, so that's got those done. I can forget about that kind of thing now and just get one more of these done, because all of these faces at the front will turn no problem. Now, there's the 4th middle layer edge. I want to try and get the yellow red and the yellow green in position. There's the yellow green. And now the yellow red wants to flip over to there. Okay, and this is now like a normal 3x3. You could get a 3 cycle. They could be solved. You could have some flipped in place. Or you could get this, which is a swap of 2 edges. And it's no big deal because we can simply turn that yellow face 1 turn, resolve the red, resolve the green, and then we'll have a 3 cycle. Okay, we can see here now we've got that 3 cycle rather than the swap. So we go ahead, cycle that home, and the edges are placed. That will lead us to the final stage, which is to place the corners. The nice thing about the corners, I'm going to use the corner piece series, and we can turn any face we like. We can turn the green or the white face, makes no difference. And in fact, I'll do this one here, turning the green face just so you can see. I'll just cycle this one down to that position, doing a corner piece series. At this point, you're thinking, wait, what? But when we continue doing this, all the edges come back to where they should be, and it's only the corners that are moved. I'll continue working through them. And I've come down to the last 3 now, and I can see this blue, white, orange will go to there. Now, either I could look at the white coming across to the top, which would tell me that I'd need this sticker in the white face to be there before I start. Let's see if that's easy enough to do. Yes it is. So that's perfect. I'll cycle these 3 home. I'll then undo those setup moves, and you'll see that there is no single twisted corner because we took care of that right near the beginning of the solve. And so that completes the solve of this Crazy Grills Uranus. As always, thanks for watching.